Good morning. My name is Titus, here for another video. I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm going to talk about a dream I had last night. In this dream, I was in a vehicle with several other individuals whom I don't know or didn't know. It was in a tropical island-like setting. I think I was on a beach or something near water. During the day, around I would say, based on how it looked, around like 4 or 5, maybe 6 in the afternoon. At some point in the dream, a rush of water came rising up a good couple feet and washed us away. It nearly tipped the car over, and just before it looked like we were about to hit a tree or something. I woke up. This was around, I would say, midnight, or like around 1 a.m. And I didn't pay no mind to it. I woke up and then actually went right back to sleep relatively quick. Fast forward until later on in the same day, around a little after 12 o'clock in my lunchtime at work, I read on the news about a underwater volcanic eruption that occurred off of the coast of Tonga, which are small little islands off in the Pacific Ocean. So this underwater volcanic eruption caused a tsunami, causing the waters to rise several feet to be hitting some of the surrounding islands. So when I found out about that, immediately my dream came to mind. And to be honest with you, when I had that dream and then I woke up from it and then went back to sleep and then woke up again just to get ready for work, I actually didn't even remember the dream. It's like I didn't pay no mind to it. It's like I didn't recall remembering that dream the second time I woke up, until I came across the news article about this underwater volcanic eruption occurring, and it immediately brought back that dream. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. You can say it's ESP or something else or coincidence. Me personally, I don't like to believe that it's just a coincidence. I think there maybe is a way to explain why it occurred, why I was able to actually perceive this in my dream, considering the fact that when this tsunami hit around their time was around a little after 6 o'clock, little after 6 p.m. their time. I can't remember the exact time frame, but I do recall an article stating that tsunami had hit a little after 6 p.m. their time, which, if you did the time conversion to my time zone, I live on the east coast in the United States, so Eastern Standard Time. So a little after 6 p.m. their time is near midnight my time. So finding that out was another thing that kind of blew my mind. I immediately brought this up to my coworkers and yo, I had this dream, that this occurred, and they were like, really? Wow, that's unusual. But as I consider myself more of a person that is of the scientific understanding, meaning I like to understand the scientific aspect of it. So me pulling strings and trying to make the connections, I did some research and found that whenever there is some seismic activity, meaning, let's say, an earthquake, if there is a flux in the geomagnetic activity, meaning there's a spike, like a geomagnetic storm, caused by shifting tectonic plates or seismic activity. So apparently there was perhaps some seismic activity that which then triggered that volcanic eruption, ensuing a geomagnetic storm following. And maybe perhaps I was able to be receptive of it during, my mind was able to perceive and pick up on this, and it kind of catered the direction to my dream state in connecting, or influence my mind to have that dream, despite maybe not that dream being entirely accurate. You know what I mean? So it's kind of influenced it. So, and another thing I'm trying to draw a string or parallel with, is that the fact that there was a near full moon. It wasn't quite a full moon. We're supposed to have a full moon on January 17th. It'd be full. So this occurred on the 15th. So pretty close. And considering the moon's influence on Earth, perhaps the gravitational forces played an influence on this geomagnetic storm, allowing the reach of this storm to go much further out than normal. And maybe I was able to be receptive enough. It's not like tooting my own horn, and not something like, hey, this is a bragging point. But it's definitely interesting. I find stuff like this very fascinating. It's like, when something like that occurs, it kind of makes you question what you know. And especially if you've been, in a certain mindset, or I wouldn't say stuck in a certain mindset, but when you're in a specific kind of mindset where you kind of shove out one field or one category of understanding because you're more comfortable with this kind of understanding, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's my update, my video for you, and maybe this gives you a bit of something to think about. And if you had a similar dream in the same time frame, then there's definitely no coincidences there. This is really the first time that something like that's happened to me, so to speak, that I was aware of. That was actually able to make the connection, after reading about it on the news. Although it does make me want to kind of keep tabs on my dreams, meaning if there were another kind of event, so to speak, or let's say a fire or an explosion or whatever, or something else, maybe not necessarily bad, but let's say I had a dream about it. It seems so real because it potentially can happen, just like what happened in my dream. It actually happened. Perhaps if something like that happened again, I'll be a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Be a bit more receptive, or more vigilant, and seeing if there's some news coverage of something similar happening around the time that I had my dream. So it's like, I might have to start a dream journal if it comes down to it. Yeah, it's not something you kind of come across every day, just put it that way. So if it makes you think, and it's actually, not for nothing, it's actually kind of exciting to think about. It's just, at least for me, it's like, again, because I usually find myself teetering in the direction of more of a scientific understanding, and experiencing something like that is kind of almost out of the realm of a scientific understanding. And so it's like the unknown. It's just curiosity in that aspect. And also one more last point. So there was a video that was posted on YouTube from Sky News. I commented on the video. At some point later on in the video, someone was recording a car. It was a black off-road, I don't want to say off-road, but it's like an SUV kind of vehicle. And I was on a beach, all black, and he recorded the rising tide rushing in and swooping the vehicle away. So that was pretty eerily reminiscent to what happened in my dream. It was really, really identical to it. Not to say that was exactly where I was connected to, but it was, perhaps there was someone in that car, so they couldn't really see if there was anybody in there. Now, I should reach out and maybe find the user of that who recorded that video, and maybe reach out and say, hey, was there anybody in that vehicle? Because if there were, maybe there was some kind of conscious connection. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely fascinating. So I hope this video kind of like made you think a certain way, or kind of like was fascinating or interesting to you. And yeah, so my last bit of advice is, I guess, don't be so quick to rub something off a certain way or dismiss it, especially when it comes to your dreams. I do like to believe that dreams are a way of communication to you, to your conscious self, because it can be a mirror to what you're dealing with. So like, if you're dealing with a situation, or maybe you have PTSD, or maybe you're excited about something during the day and you have a dream about it, it's a reflection of something. So that's another aspect of it that I'm thinking of. It's a reflection of an event that occurred. So again, don't be so quick to dismiss your dreams. Maybe start a dream journal and record these things, and maybe draw some parallels. And who knows, it's like the human mind, the mind in general, is a very fascinating organ. It's like I'm bragging about myself. My brain's bragging about itself. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.